Hey everyone, it's KS here. On the 8th of May 2022, the government announced a new additional buyer stamp duty of 35% on any apply of transfer of residential property into a living trust. So in this video that we'll be sharing with you, we will have an update on how is this new law different from the past, all right? And if you have already watched a previous video that we have set up previously, you definitely do not want to miss out on this one because this gives you the added information that you need to know on how these so-called new trusts could still be mitigated by a certain sets of rules that we need to abide to. So again, we look forward to see you on this video that you can click on the top right to actually access it. And of course, if you have not catch up on the previous video as well, we hope you take some notes on it while you're on it. All right. So enjoy the video and see you soon.
We are easily looking at another $2,000 to $3,000 for this entire process because it does require that specialized attention to make sure that it is correct, because literally the financial penalty for getting it wrong is very high.
I think many people will be asking, how would this act of trust purchase cost from a conveyancing standpoint?
Okay. Right now, I think the $1 million question, okay, that is on everybody's mind, okay, is first of all, when you talk about a trust deed with no conditions, how does it actually look like? So a lot of it is very fact specific, okay, based on individualized trust deed. So right now we are in the process of adjudication, okay, with IRAS, okay, to literally hammer out the first workable template, okay, for us to use subsequently. And clearly we are not going to be changing that template, okay, that trust deed, apart from changing possibly the name and NRIC. Second thing is that even after we get this assurance from IRAS that this is a workable template and we can deploy it for the rest of our clients, because of how severe, okay, getting it wrong is, okay, because you know, if you get it wrong, okay, I can have all the caveats and everything with the buyer, but I don't think the buyer is going to be very happy with me if I'm the lawyer who caused him to have to pay 35% ABSD and be unable to get his remission, okay. So what we will do subsequently for all conveyancing transactions involving trust is that we will make sure that all of them are submitted to IRAS for adjudication. This unfortunately does entail a bit more cost, okay. We are easily looking at another $2,000 to $3,000 for this entire process, okay, because it does require that specialized attention, okay, to make sure that it is correct, okay, because literally the financial penalty for getting it wrong is very high, okay. But practically speaking, after this initial how should I put this, initial change, okay, what I do foresee is that once the situation normalizes, once we get a very clear answer and we start to get the remissions for all of our trustee clients, okay, then that is when I think the situation would be considered to be normalized, because apart from this initial 35% that's supposed to be paid upfront, okay, nothing else has actually changed that much, okay, in relation to trust, okay. You can still sell, okay, after a certain period of time of 3 years, okay, you know, from completion. So nothing else has really changed in that sense.
Sure. Okay, so I have one last question for you. Given something of these high risk stakes on the table, which is 35%, okay, what, in your form of last decade of being a conveyancing lawyer, what kind of new ruling or measures have government introduced that actually put you in this kind of scenario previously?
I will be frank to say that we are probably used to it. Okay. It's because every time, okay, there will be an initial knee-jerk reaction. Oh no, what does this mean? Okay. But I think what I've seen literally over the last 10 years is actually the resilience of the property market. Okay. I mean, if you were to tell somebody 5 years ago, that there will be this amount of ABSD on property, they'll tell you you're going to be talking raw lah, okay? Because the first tranche of all of this ABSD was what, 3% and whatnot, okay? So and then there was seller stamp duty and so on and so forth. So I think all of this is just to maintain the status quo, okay? And I think what I've seen personally from the last 10 years is the resilience of the overall market lah. So I don't think that will change lah.
Sure. And from this measure standpoint, I believe it is not targeting the average Singaporean for sure, because we talk about trust purchase, you got to buy in full cash. That's one thing, is totally zero financing. And second thing, to fork out that 35% upfront for, I mean, even you talk about $1 million or $2 million property, you talk about 700,000 upfront. Yeah, and just even talking about not just that property, you got to pay 2 million plus another 700,000 cash with that, and having that possibility that you can't take back the 700,000. I think not many people are able to take that kind of risk and also the kind of pain altogether. So again, I believe this measure is probably for the high net worth, or you thought the ultra high individual that we seen even GCPs are bought under an unborn child, right? I believe that was what struck the news.
Some suspicion here.
Right. So with that in mind, I guess that ruling was just a matter of time that it will play out when the media starts to pay special attention to that. All right.
Correct.
So once again, I think I thank Cannis for coming on today to spend time with us to really debunk the myth that that is currently creating a lot of confusion in the market. But again, like me and Cannis agree, this is not for the average Singaporean, only for the high net worth or ultra high net worth that are again, given these very turbulent times, everybody is probably putting their money into real estate. I mean, stocks is crashing and crypto is crashing, so people want to put their money on a long-term investment. So with that, I think this comes in timely to keep Singapore properties, to make sure that it is actually still normalized, not too overinflated. All right. So Cannis, is there any last few words you want to say to the viewers that are viewing today's recording?
Probably don't worry.
Right. Yeah. Like just over the last 10 years, right? All right. So without further ado, if for everyone who is keen to buy by way of such purchases and also procedure, I'll put up on the screen right now. This is Cannis' profile, and this is also his QR code at the bottom. Okay, so Cannis has mentioned just now that the fee will be 2,000 to 3,000 higher than the normal conveyancing rate. So Cannis' normal conveyancing rate, maybe you want to share with everyone, and of course beyond that, what does the ballpark figure looks like?
Okay, generally we initially charge, also depending on the purchase price. Generally we charge around 5,000 to 6,000. Okay, for property purchased by way of trust. Okay, below 2 million. So moving forward, okay, I think it is fair to say that administratively, because we have to send it for adjudication, because we have to be a lot more careful, and we cannot really cookie cutter all of these trust deeds. We really need to keep a close eye on it by my team of lawyers. So generally, without more, we are looking at probably around 8,000, okay, for a trust deed, okay. When the situation normalizes, okay, and maybe we can relook at some of these figures lah, okay, yeah. So generally that's what we are looking at right now.
Fantastic. So yeah, so we'll just call it a day for tonight's sharing. And again, for anyone who has seen the video and interested in Cannis' services, you scan the QR code that we were sharing on the screen just now, and feel free to direct any so-called questions to him as well. All right. So without further ado, we're just going to say goodbye to everyone, and we thank you all for being here with us today.
Hey everyone, I hope the video has been helpful to untangle some of the so-called hearsay that you have basically here on the ground and whatnot. So again, if you enjoyed the video, do click on the top right to access to some of the other videos on trust as well. So do subscribe to my YouTube channel if you have not done so, and if you've done so, I hope to continuously to give you more added information and insight so you can mitigate through this very dynamic real estate marketplace. All right, we'll see you again soon. Take care.